Diane was not a private person. She yearned for more.
Sarah Polley gathers family and friends to backfill the tale of her late mother Diane, a vibrant, volatile presence whose life was full of shadow. Everybody, it seems, has a slightly different viewpoint, a different theory, and it's up to Polley to knit these disparate impressions together.
Someone thought your father might be someone that Mum had acted with in a play.
You might want to meet up with Harry Golkin. He can probably shed more light on the possibility of your mother having had an affair with a member of the cast.
Catherine, we started out the show by saying how self-indulgent This Is the End is, but a lot of people have the similar problem with stories we tell. It's a sense that it's a kind of teenage doodle diary, that we shouldn't actually be seeing it.
That's a bit harsh.
I think so.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I haven't heard anyone be quite that harsh. I mean, it is certainly, you know, somebody telling us about their own quite small story and lots of other people kind of backing up the apparent interest of this quite small story. I thought it was great. I didn't think it was 5-star, but I thought it was a very good 4-star.
One issue that I had with it, Peter, was that by casting herself as the investigator, as the interrogator, I thought that she was maybe sort of removing herself from the drama. I almost wanted them to flip the camera back on her and ask her what she thought of all this.
Well, this is why I like it. And in fact, her brother, I think it was her half-brother, tries to do precisely that. I think what is so fascinating about this movie is what it reveals unintentionally, as well as everything else. It says that it's about, all our stories that we tell, and maybe they're different from everybody else's. In fact, that's not what it's about. I think she entirely unintentionally discloses a second story of equal interest and equal pain to go with the ostensible meaning, the surface meaning of the film. And part of what makes this film so fascinating is that it dawns on you. What is going on here? What, for me, pushes it up from, as it were, 4 stars to 5 stars is this unacknowledged thing that's going on in Sarah Polley's head. And having watched this movie twice, I'm still not sure. Does she realise what she's inadvertently disclosed about herself? I don't know.
Catherine, it's also like a weird séance, isn't it? I mean, Sarah Polley's mother, Diane, died when she was 11, but there is lots of genuine footage of her on TV, home movies, and she comes through as almost the most vivid presence in the film.
Yeah, that resurrection is such a thing to behold, and it is something that I think taps into some, you know, into all of us, that you wish that you could resurrect dead relatives or see what happened at the time of your, not conception, but around that time. I think it's fantastically interesting. One of the interesting things about it is that it makes you dig around the story deeper. And as Peter says, it's about the peripherals. The peripherals are what are particularly interesting about this. So then you realise that one of her brothers is a casting director, and he'd seen footage of the woman who plays Diane Polley in the recreations and thought, if we ever make a film about my mother, you know, that's the woman to play her. All that is absolutely fascinating. It is more sort of gritty and meaty than the film itself. I don't know, I think it's one of those films that, like Polley's other films, one has quite an intense personal reaction to, and I sort of worry that my own history makes me react to it in a slightly different way, and yet that in and of itself, that it's able to provoke people in those ways, is testament to its quality, I think.
I remember feeling really happy that she had found love and that she'd been loved that much.
Is this the tsunami she unleashed when she went? And all of us still flailing in her wake?